The ostriches this year, we hope to conserve their numbers and to see that they multiply properly. The only thing working against us outside of our control basically is the weather. If the rain comes early, then it'll spoil a lot of the eggs in the nest because they will cool down. The temperature cannot be regulated to a premium. And as it's only the alpha whites that hatch, we might have a very low hatch rate due to inclement weather. The other thing is the predators. So this year, with our control and with a little bit of management, we are going to try and increase that rate, because of Jandre's farm, our first conservancy. I'd like to purchase some of these ostriches for our conservancy, the one that we're developing together. I know these birds, so I'd like to have as many of these birds as possible. So our control and our success will determine the amount of birds that we know well and that we desire we can have next year. This is the main breeding area for the ostriches. It's on the highest point, good vantage point, and you see this was an old ostrich nest. There's another one. There's no competition here for food, and so there's no negative social interaction. They will band together because also numbers give protection. Now, here's some of last year's unhatched eggs. What happens is an ostrich will lay between 3 and 8 eggs. One egg is 1.5 kilograms, or about 24 to 30 normal chicken eggs. They only have a certain period in which to brood over those eggs, and then they hatch. And when they hatch, it takes the ostriches, the young ostrich, about 3 days to become strong enough to walk with the parents. In the day, the female will be on the eggs. She will be brooding on the eggs because she's grey, she's camouflaged, and she fits and blends in with the habitat. At night, it's the male because he's black. An ostrich can lay, well, the largest nest that we know of is 48 eggs, and you lose a lot of young. Nature is very, very demanding on young ostriches. That's why they are very hardy birds, and being able to run in excess of 60 kilometers an hour, some of them more than 80 kilometers an hour, being able to stand in all weather, being able to fit in right over South Africa, from subtropics down to Sutherland, which is an extremely cold place. Ostriches, the demands of nature on ostriches is extreme, and that's why the mortality rate is so high. Yeah, we're going to try and conserve as many of them as possible because our habitat is not as extreme on them.